everyone! So I wanted to do a video about the difference between the Paralympics and the Special Olympics. A lot of people get them confused with one another, or they think they are one event, and they are two different sporting events for athletes with disabilities. And there are, I believe, like 3 or 4 major differences between the two. And I want to get down to it because it's important to know the difference and to, again, not always assume that, again, not every person with a disability participates in sports. Not every person with a disability participates in the Paralympics or the Special Olympics. So it is important to know the difference, and it's always good to educate, right? So here are the main differences. And the first one is, who are they for? And the Paralympics are for elite athletes with physical impairments and disabilities, like wheelchair users, people who are amputee, have dwarfism, cerebral palsy, who are deaf or have visual impairments, and other physical disabilities like those. While the Special Olympics are for athletes with intellectual disabilities, which, like, for example, like those who have Down syndrome or autism and other intellectual disabilities like those. I know. Wow. How did I not realize that there's a difference like that? I mean, I understand it can be confusing at times, but again, one's for physical and one's for intellectual. And one is for elite athletes while others are for just athletes. Now, when are they held? That is a good question. The Paralympics are just like the Olympics that are held every 4 years. They have the Winter and Summer Games every 4 years, and they are held a couple weeks after the Olympics are. So when you have the closing ceremonies, the Paralympics opening ceremonies are right around the corner. And there are sporting events throughout the year, but it's just for training and realizing what the athletes need to reach the Paralympics, and that's when they are. Now, the Special Olympics, I believe, are held throughout the year, and I believe each state has their own organization, like Special Olympics New Jersey, and so they're held throughout the year, and I believe there is one major Special Olympic event a year, and they're also held throughout 170 countries, again, throughout the year. Now, another main difference is the competitiveness. Now, the Paralympics are very, 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 very competitive, okay? You have athletes who are training, who have to get the best times. There's also the Paralympic trials, and it's very competitive. While the Special Olympics may be competitive, but it's more for to have fun and to have the social environment for the athletes as well as the volunteers and all of that. Yes, the social aspect is important for the Paralympics as well, but it's more competitive. The Paralympics are more competitive. And also, I believe the Paralympics, you're not randomly selected. You have to fight for your spot to be on Team USA. While, again, I don't know as much about the Special Olympics as I do about the Paralympics. But the Special Olympics, I believe, are randomly selected. That's what I read in an article, that they're randomly selected, and anyone with an intellectual disability, age 8 and over, can participate. while the Paralympics are very specific, and you have to have the right criteria and the right time and the best time, the best distance, and all of that. So that is another main difference. Another difference is the attention that they receive. The Special Olympics get a lot more attention than the Paralympics. That's why I believe there's a huge confusion about the two, because one gets more attention than the other. And I mean, I understand the attention that the Special Olympics get, and I understand and I support the Special Olympics, but I would love the Paralympics getting the same attention and people knowing the difference between the two. It's important. It really is. And we need more, again, social awareness and social acceptance of the Paralympics. And NBC, can we please get more television airtime for the Paralympics? I mean, you are doing better than you were 5-10 years ago. But we need more. We need more. And it's important, again, representation matters. So that's really the differences between the Special Olympics and the Paralympics and the Special Olympics. Remember, they are two separate sporting events. Paralympics are for elite athletes with, I say elite like I do because it's important, elite athletes with physical impairments and disabilities, while the Special Olympics are for athletes with intellectual disabilities. And again, they don't have to be elite either. I support both, but because I know more about the Paralympics and I have participated in Paralympic sporting events, not the actual Paralympics, to be clear, but sporting events towards Paralympics, the movement, the Paralympic movement, I am a huge supporter of the Paralympics. I support the Special Olympics, but I'm more towards the Paralympic movement. So yeah, that's really the differences, and I hope this video helps. If not, please ask any questions in the comments below. Also, you can also Google it. There's a lot of knowledge out there on Google, and the importance, again, to know the difference between the two. Also, remember, not every disabled person that you meet on the street is involved with sports. If they're not, ask them about it. See if they want to be involved in sports, because we could always use more athletes with disabilities. It's important for social health and exercise, and you know. So again, I'll also have links in my description box towards the Paralympic website as well as the Special Olympics website, so you can learn more about each sporting event. And there we go. There we have it. I hope this video helps a little. If not, again, Google. It works. I know. So have a great day, and go athletes and go sports.